Jessie Dean, and I'm the owner of Asheville Tea Company. We focus on locally sourced teas. Today we're out at Pick and Preserve Food Hub in Barnardsville, North Carolina. Today we're blending an elderberry yopon tea, and yopon is the only native North American caffeinated plant. It's similar to yerba mate, it's a cousin, and this is wildcrafted out of Savannah. In this blend I also use a local wildcrafted elderberry and locally grown blackberry leaf and locally grown hibiscus. So sourcing locally from what's available from wildcrafters and farmers really has dictated what I've used in my blends. I started with a whole concept of recipes that I thought might work, and that's changed almost completely based on what's available. And that's been a really exciting process because I've learned about things that are grown around this area that I had no idea about or had no idea would grow here. And so the process has really morphed and changed over time from thinking, okay, here's the recipe, what can I find locally, to okay, here's what I can find locally and how can I blend that together to be, an interesting tea. I'll be blending and mixing this wildcrafted yopon with the blackberry leaf, hibiscus, and elderberry. This turns into a really nice sort of zinger type flavor of a tea. A little bit of caffeine, a lot of antioxidants, some good cold and flu prevention. So we're adding the wildcrafted elderberry to our blend, which has yopon and blackberry leaf so far. Our last ingredient to add is the hibiscus. This is actually Roselle, the Florida cranberry. I think it has a lot of names. And it's grown by Maple Spring Garden in North Carolina. As you can see, it's pretty quick to blend. Once the herbs are here and the recipes are made, it's a fairly simple process. What does take some time is finding those sources, making sure that there's going to be enough product to get me through the year or through the season of those sources. And coming up with recipes and experimenting and blending, tasting. Those things tend to take a little more time. But once we're here, we blend pretty quickly, and that process goes pretty quickly. Package into these packages. I also use tea tins and seal them up, put a label on, and they're ready to go to market. I started this business a little less than a year ago, so we're still a new business, and I love tea. I'm also passionate about farm to table and eating locally grown foods and locally grown products or locally produced products. And the problem for me is that I could never find local tea. And so that was really the impetus for starting this business, along with a little bit of history of family farming and a little bit of knowledge about farming in North Carolina and recognizing that there's so much right here at our doorstep that could be used and delicious in a blend of herbal tea. Going forward, what I'm hoping for the business is that we'll continue to grow in this area and regionally, that I'll be able to find larger quantities of sources, herbs and botanicals from the area so that I can grow. I'm really committed to making sure that I'm finding as much as I can locally, so that's a big factor in my business being able to grow. So when I first got started, there were a lot of hurdles to overcome, finding local product, finding a place to blend it, and I tried a couple of places and eventually found Pick and Preserve Food Hub, which is where I blend the teas. And it's just been a perfect fit because Pick and Preserve supports several different local businesses who source local products. I feel like the community building aspect of sourcing locally has been invaluable to me as a startup business and as a person. It feels like I'm doing something that is hopefully beneficial to our community and supporting local farms and also providing a really strong quality product to local consumers. And I know the plants. I'm able to visit the farms. I'm able to get to know the farmers. And I feel good about the fact that I know they're growing clean